crash hard, but sure don't break. Roots go deep, no storm can take. This land of ours where hearts ignite, Saipan stands holding tight. Tinian whispers, winds that heal. Roar rises, forged in steel. Island strong, we carry on. Through the dark, we find the dawn. Hold the line, we sing our song. Saipan, Tinian, Rota, Island strong. Sky turns gray, but we don't fall. Towers crumble, we rebuild all. Sweat and tears, they mark the ground. Every loss, the strength we found. Mountains call, they stand so proud. Oceans roar, but we're not cowed. Island strong, we carry on. Through the dark, we find the dawn. Hold the line, we sing our song. Saipan, Tinian, Rota, Island strong. Island strong, we carry on. Through the dark, we find the dawn. Hold the line, we sing our song. Saipan, Tinian, Rota, Island strong.
This is AP News Minute. A 5-year-old boy and his father are back home after leaving an ICE facility in Dilley, Texas. Liam Conejo Ramos and his father were taken into custody January 20th near Minneapolis and were transferred to the Texas ICE facility. A judge ordered their release. House Speaker Mike Johnson tells Fox News Sunday it'll be a few days before a government funding package comes up in the House for a vote. But the Senate bill passed last week provides funding for the Department of Homeland Security for just 2 weeks.
We have to allow ICE to do its job. We have to allow Border Patrol to do its job, and we're going to make sure they have the funding to do that.
Extra cold temperatures from New England to the Gulf Coast. Correspondent Julie Walker.
In Florida, iguanas stunned by the cold fell from trees, and citrus is freezing, a byproduct of the bomb cyclone that's bringing flurries to parts of the Sunshine State.
I'm Donna Warder.
Fox Sports Update.
Another major event is coming to the nation's capital this summer. In the Oval Office on Friday, President Trump signed an executive order to bring an IndyCar event to Washington, D.C. from August 21st until August 23rd. The event, titled Greatness with American Motor Racing, coinciding with the country's 250th birthday. IndyCar owner Roger Penske calling this an amazing time for the company.
There's no better way for us to bring automotive and speed into the D.C. area and to have the opportunity to be able to compete here with our Indy cars.
President Trump also speaking on the event.
I won't even say how many people because I think it can set a record for racing. It's going to be very, very important. We're celebrating greatness with American motor racing. That's going to be the name of the event. It's going to take place on August 21st through the 23rd. And it's going to be so exciting.
While the event is officially taking place, it's not clear exactly where the track will be located.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
And we have 3 games in the NHL on this Sunday. At 3 o'clock Eastern, the Kings face the Hurricanes. At 6:30 Eastern, the Lightning host the Bruins. And at 9:30 Eastern, the Ducks take on the Golden Knights. It's game on with the Fox Sports app, available wherever you download apps. I'm Tony Genualdo.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. Are you or someone you know living with a mental illness? Have you experienced abuse or neglect, denial of services, or discrimination because of a mental illness or disability? You have rights. NMPOSSE is the Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated, and we're here for you. Individuals diagnosed with mental illness have human, civil, and legal rights under federal and local law. No one should be mistreated, denied services, or discriminated against because of a disability. NMPOSSE's PIME program provides protection and advocacy for individuals with mental illness and provides information about your rights, advocacy, and assistance for eligible individuals, and support in cases involving abuse, neglect, or discrimination. Services are confidential and provided at no cost to eligible individuals. To learn more, call NMPOSSE today at 670-235-7273 or 7274 or email gborja@nmposse.org.
Weather woes in the southeast. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. A major nor'easter is crushing the Carolinas and Virginia. Fox Weather's Hallie Meyer is in Greenville, North Carolina.
Top snow report coming out of North Carolina was just shy of 2 feet, so over 22 inches worth of snow. Incredible. That was over in the mountains, some elevation there. Here in Greenville, they're averaging about 8.5 inches, but there was a snow report of 15 inches, which would, in theory, make it the snowiest day they've seen on record, going all the way back to 1896. That's where the previous record stands at around 13 inches. But yesterday, the snow came on fast and furious. We had snowfall rates close to an inch and a half per hour, and it was a very light, fluffy, powdery snow that can only happen when you have very cold air in place, something that is somewhat rare for the South and the Southeast.
This weather causing major disruptions to airline travel. The partial government shutdown now in its second day with DHS funding taking center stage in the dispute. It's expected to continue as Democratic leaders say they won't help pass a funding bill.
If House Democrats would vote yes, the government could reopen Monday night. But now it's going to take until at least Tuesday. Republicans may need to pass the bill on their own. Chris Murphy of Connecticut is the top Democrat on the panel, which funds ICE. The bill would only fund DHS for 2 weeks, and Republicans oppose Democratic demands for ICE agents to remove masks and carry IDs. Now, Johnson believes the House can align with the Senate on Tuesday. That would end the partial shutdown. But some House Republicans could oppose the deal. They believe Democrats are trying to keep ICE from doing its job.
Fox's Chad Pergram and the 68th Annual Grammy Awards will be presented tonight. America is listening to Fox News.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
President Trump says he has instructed DHS Secretary Kristi Noem not to deploy federal agents to Democrat-run cities unless they ask for it.
President Trump says it's the responsibility of local governments to protect state, local, and federal properties in the face of protests. He says the federal government will step in at their request, but first he says they must say please. The president did say he has instructed ICE and Border Patrol to protect federal buildings, but they should serve only as a backup. Meantime, Minnesota officials faced a legal blow over the weekend after a federal judge rejected their bid to block Operation Metro Surge. U.S. District Court Judge Catherine Menendez ruled state and local officials have not met the legal burden required to justify an end to the operation.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Tyler Robinson, the man accused of killing conservative Speaker Charlie Kirk, due back in court this week as his team fights to block the video of Kirk's assassination from being shown.
This hearing is a continuation of the January 16th hearing, during which Robinson's attorneys argued the prosecution should be kicked off the case due to an alleged conflict of interest. They say is due to a child of one of the prosecutors being in the crowd when Kirk was murdered. And they claim that any video of the shooting is irrelevant to their motion because it, quote, is graphic and likely highly disturbing to any person who views it, negatively impacting Mr. Robinson's constitutional right to a fair trial. And his defense also said it plans to ask for cameras inside the courtroom to be banned during this week's hearing as well.
Fox's Chanley Painter. Jury selection begins tomorrow in New Mexico in the first standalone state trial against Meta, the parent of Facebook and Instagram. Prosecutors accuse the company of allowing its platforms to become a breeding ground for child predators and say its systems pushed harmful content on kids. Meta denies wrongdoing. I'm Kathleen Maloney. This is Fox News.
Hey, bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your bush today.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with you.
Alarm clock bark, sky still gray, radio clicks on, static haze. Good morning, Marianas, in my face. Brad yelling, wake up, Saipan, no escape. Coffee burns my lip, he laughs in my kitchen. Talks like he knows every bruise that I am in. Good morning, Marianas. Rise up, Saipan. Hearts on the harbor, headlines in his hand. Good morning, Marianas. Live from the reef to the ridge. Bread with the weather and a dare on the bridge. Traffic on Beach Road, kids half dressed. He jokes about rain and unpaid rent. Says call the show, tell me what you regret. Then plays our song like a second chance bet. He says say your name, we say it like a prayer. Through busted speakers we are almost there. Good morning, Marianas. Rise up, Saipan. Shacks and condos all sing with the fan. Good morning, Marianas. Old scars, new daylight. Brad talks nonsense, somehow gets it right. Who is this voice in my cracked dashboard? Why does it feel like he is keeping score of every tired island soul dragged out of bed? Every maybe I will make it spinning in my head. Good morning, Marianas. Rise up, Saipan. Bad roads, good stories, all part of the plan. Good morning, Marianas. Yeah, shout it again. Brad says you are awake, so start living it then.
Good morning, Marianas. Holy cow, it's Monday morning. It's Groundhog Day here in the Marianas, February 2nd. Are you ready? Are you ready for the week? I know you are. You've been waiting for it. I bet you were thinking all weekend, boy, I just can't wait till Monday gets here because I want to go to work. I want to work for the man. Or I want to work for the community. I don't know. You're out there anyway. Today, PSS is in session. Next week, though, no. Because why? Because Super Bowl, the Pats and the Seahawks are going head to head. It's going to be the big event. You don't want to miss it. And who knows where you're going to be. A lot of places are already sold out. I know there are still some tickets available over at VFW. $30 gets you all you can eat, all you can drink, Bud and Bud Light. It's got a breakfast, a light breakfast. It's got a lunch, and it's got prizes for the first 30 people who walk in the door. If you already got your tickets, doesn't matter if you get them at the door or if you get them later. But if the first 30 people who are lined up and ready to walk through that door, those are the ones who are going to get stuff for show. And then there's going to be some raffles, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, thanks, Eric. Great to see you. Man, got a great group of people. Are you guys already talking it up in the comments? By the way, if you haven't already, give this show a like today. Every time you watch, if you can at least give it a little something, that's great. And if you give it a comment, hey, even better, because you guys are just killing it in the comments, too. If you're watching over on the YouTube side, if you haven't already, please subscribe to us and give us a like, too. Whenever we get a like, it totally helps. It helps spread the word about what's going on here. The whole algorithm stuff. Do you know how it's figured out? I don't know how that stuff works, but I know that stuff is how it works. All right, well, anyway, good morning to you guys. Eric Mofnus is in the house. Good morning to you. Ignacio de la Cruz over there in YouTube land. Great to see you. Agriganja. Great to see you over there on the YouTube side, too. Good morning. Rasaman. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us today. Agatha Kedabengang. I hope I wanted to get it so much faster. I did it. It's as fast as I can get it. Lesor. Great to see you this morning. Jack Buekas. Good morning. Great to see you. I know, man. I'll tell you, that song gets me pumped up, too. And Atau, Queen of the Cat Gifts, is in the house. That is great to see you, lady, ever since. Marianne Kililiman, great to see you. Thanks for joining us again today. Great to see you. And Caleb Garthnageg, great to see you, too. Did I say it right this time? Gatharngig. See, that's it. I'll get it one of these days. Gatharngig. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us and being here for us. By the way, butchered it. I know. I do it all the time. Okay, you can call us and just tell me. Just tell me for sure so I don't keep killing it. You can call the show. And call us at 670-789-2323. You can even WhatsApp call us at that number, and it'll go through, and we'll be able to get you on here. Say, Brad, I've had enough of you butchering it. You just call, and you tell me how to say it the right way, and I will learn it. I will spell it, and I will figure it out. I'm pretty good at that stuff. All I got to do is hear it once, and then I'm good to go. Usually. Except for Landon. I called him Landon Eidlet for years, but it's Aidlet. I call it, and he never corrected me. I'm like, you got to be kidding. You're my buddy, and I'm tearing it up for you. Anyway, speaking of Landon, I told him this morning in a conversation. We were chatting it up on the WhatsApps, and I'm like, hey, dude, I think I figured it out for National Weather Service out of Guam. You guys can use this as your thing. When it comes to the weather, you use the L's for Landon and the B's for Brandon, his twin brother, right? When it's the nice weather, you can love Landon, and when it's bad weather, you can blame Brandon. I'm like, that's it. And I'm like, hey, that reminds me, it's like the Dan versus Dan for Nike back in the Olympics. Only it wasn't Dan versus Dan, it was Dan versus Dave. And it wasn't Nike, it was Reebok. I'm like, this is terrible. I can't remember. That's how old it was. And if you remember the Dan versus Dave marketing promo, that was pretty cool to get people pumped up for the Olympics. And again, I told them that the ad campaign was from the late 1900s because you can't. Hey, come on in. Good morning. Yeah, speaking of people walking in, we're going to have a great show this morning. We're going to have folks from Department of Labor rolling in because there is a job fair this week. That's right. Do you need a job? Well, to hang out and keep watching with me for a little bit. The folks from Labor are here, and they're going to tell you all about this great job fair that's coming up the end of this week over at Crown Plaza, Saipan. And we are going to be excited to get down there. We are there for the last one. Got some great coverage, got to meet some good folks, got to see what was going on. In fact, I remember live streaming it and being amazed at the turnout. All the vendors who were there, all the companies that were there. People were looking to get jobs, and people were looking to hire local folks. It was great, and this next one's going to be just as great. It might even be better. Might be amazing. It should be great, but we're going to hear directly from the folks from the staff from Department of Labor here in just a little bit. Hey, today is Groundhog Day, so that means that's the day when, if you saw that movie, that's the day that just keeps replaying over and over and over. So you might as well make today an awesome day, because if you're going to have to live this one over and over and over again, it's got to be the great one. And speaking of the great one, Joshua Wise, the 2025 Saipan Chamber of Commerce Business Person of the Year. Oh, how awesome was this? We had high hopes for our guy. We knew it was going to happen. Well, we didn't know, but we had a thought, right? I mean, he's a great dude who runs his company super well. He's a great ambassador for the Saipan Chamber of Commerce. He's been the vice president of the Chamber of Commerce for a number of years. He's organized the debates. He's done all kinds of stuff. The guy is just great. And so when I saw his name was on there for the list of people, I'm like, this is going to be good. Yes, okay, I was on there too. But the thing is, I'm like, if I'm not going to win it, I hope it's him, because if I wasn't even in it, I'd be rooting for him anyway. And turns out my buddy won it, so it's awesome. And I was really happy when he won, but even funnier was afterwards he came over with this a bouquet of booze. It looked like flowers all wrapped up, but no, there were all little bottles of alcohol attached to it. And it was hilarious. And his sister-in-law made it, Erin. Or April. It was so funny, so funny. Anyway, we got it, and now I have all these bottles of alcohol. I did take them off of the stems from the flowers, but only because I don't know how to store something like that. So anyway, they're here, and on the sidewall, there were two plumerias that were attached to it too. So they were like the hair clip-on plumerias. So we've got them. They are actually over there on the wall. We're gonna have our guests. They're already starting to roll in here too, but you'll see probably behind them on the screen. It'll be on there. It'll be pretty funny. All right, well, we're just about 8 o'clock, and that's a good time for us to check in on traffic and see what's going out there on the roads while you guys are trying to get to work. It's a rainy one out there today, no doubt about it. Take a look and let's see how it's going to be for you to get to where you need to go. Be careful out there, folks. It is wet, it is rainy, and that is not a good combination when you're trying to get to work or if you're running late. Just remember, no matter how fast you think you're going to get to work, if you're running late, people would rather have you there in one piece than anything else. All right, well, right now, all the main thoroughfares are busy. People are going. The green, it means that things are at least moving. It doesn't mean that that's a lot of traffic, but the yellow means you're slowing down. Red means you are stopped. I think you know how those light things work anyway, but you can take a look over there in AK in Puerto Rico. There's a lot of folks who were slowing down when they got past the light over there by the Marianas Heights building, and we've also got plenty of folks who are over there by the tennis courts by American Memorial Park. Oh, Brad, they're pickleball courts now. We're taking over. Okay, I got it. All right. Also got a bunch of traffic going through Garapan right now. Remember, today is a school day. The day off is next Monday, so today you're just going to be fine. Over there by all the intersections, that's where all the hot spots are. You can see it's over there by the museum in Garapan, and over there in Gualarai, people making their way north and south. They're going to be having a little bit of a backup, but not too bad. And don't try to get all squirrely when you get around those lights either. You don't want to be that guy. Quartermaster, though, is looking pretty good. You got to like that. The intersection that matters over the place where connections matter, things looking pretty good over there, too. You can see that there's people at every direction of that light, and that's not too shabby. The old AK intersection, got a bunch of cars over there, as you would expect. And right behind us, you can see cars are moving back and forth. Over there by Joe Tenkizu Public Library, where they're going to have some special stuff for Lena Olpai this week, too. Get a little bit busy. You see there's traffic. Kids over there by Hopwood making their way back and forth. Over there, Guangdong Hardware intersection is going to be one that's a little backed up. Nothing too crazy, though. Even at our home of traffic, Shell Dandan intersection, it's looking pretty good. By the Saipan's newest Airbnb intersection, over there by Torres Refrigeration, there's some traffic. I don't know how much they charge, but we know that there's a little hidey hole over there where people were hanging out. Was that the guy from Lord of the Rings? I don't know. You guys debate. All right, and over there by NMC, you can see there's some traffic over there, too. Everyone just wants to try and take a look at the new Pro Union and see if they can catch a glimpse of our Jedi, Galvin De Leon Guerrero. All right. Well, that's your first look at traffic this morning. That's what we got for you. Brought to you by the good folks over there at Atkins Kroll. You know the song, and you could go see Mark yourself. Go over there, give him a high five, and make him your coolest new friend. When you drive away with your cool new Corolla, your Tacoma, maybe you're going to make a bigger friendship with a Tundra. Who knows? Or maybe you're going to get all fancy and stuff. Start drinking your coffee with your pinky up with your new Lexus. I don't know, but you can do that over there at Atkins Kroll Toyota. You can give them a call today at 234-5911, 234-5911. All right, well, our guests are here. We're going to take a real quick break to get them all squared away. So don't go anywhere. We're just going to play you a little sports break right now.
Fox Sports Update.
The first tennis Grand Slam champion of the year has been crowned in women's singles, with Elena Rybakina upsetting world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka. After splitting the first 2 sets, Sabalenka looked like she was in control of the winner-take-all third, racing out to a 3-love lead. But Rybakina turned the tables, winning the next 5 games and taking the set in the match, winning her second career major title and first since 2022.
I always believed that I can come back to the level I was. I think everyone, I thought, oh, maybe I will never be again in the final or even get a trophy, but it's all about the work.
Rybakina courtesy of the Australian Open. Elsewhere, the return of NASCAR will have to wait at least one more day, with snow and cold already postponing practice and qualifying for the preseason Cookout Clash exhibition, which was originally scheduled for today. NASCAR has now announced that the entire race will also be postponed, moved from tomorrow to Monday. Officials say there's just still too much snow in the Winston-Salem area, and with storms expected to continue, there was no way to get Bowman Gray Stadium cleared and make it safe.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
To the NBA, where the Philadelphia 76ers have announced that forward Paul George has been suspended 25 games without pay for violating the league's anti-drug policy. In a statement to ESPN, the 9-time All-Star said that he made the mistake of taking, quote, an improper medication for treatment of a mental health issue and took full responsibility for what he called poor decision-making. On the court, it was a bit of a surprising one, as the Charlotte Hornets, who had the 5th worst record in the Eastern Conference, took down the San Antonio Spurs, who had the 2nd best record in the Western Conference. On Prime Video, despite seeing a 20-point lead cut down to just 2 in the 4th quarter, Miles Bridges came through with the answer for Charlotte, which sneakily has now won 6 in a row. You can download the Fox Sports Podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you download your favorite podcasts. I'm Greg Thompson.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
Are you or someone you know living with a mental illness? Have you experienced abuse or neglect, denial of services, or discrimination because of a mental illness or disability? You have rights. NM Posse is the Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated, and we're here for you. Individuals diagnosed with mental illness have human, civil, and legal rights under federal and local law. No one should be mistreated, denied services, or discriminated against because of a disability. NM Posse's PIME program provides protection and advocacy for individuals with mental illness and provides information about your rights, advocacy and assistance for eligible individuals, and support in cases involving abuse, neglect, or discrimination. Services are confidential and provided at no cost to eligible individuals. To learn more, call NM Posse today at 670-235-7273 or 7274 or email gborja@nmposse.org.
All right. Hey, that is a different kind of music. That is actually the traffic music. But, you know, when you press buttons, anything could happen. And today we're going to press buttons. We're going to ask about the toughest, hardest questions. What's going on in labor today? We want to know, what are the jobs? What are you going to... No. We're going to have a great conversation today. We have our Secretary of Labor in the house. We're going to find out about a big event that is happening this week. You don't have to wait very long at all. No, because we have our Secretary of Labor. And, you know, that is... It's the secretary, but like the title just doesn't seem like it needs to be more robust, like the labor czar or something. Like I like something really all the way in there, because you end up doing so much stuff out there for labor and with your team, and there's so many things happening here. Anyway, Layla, great to have you in studio today.
Thank you, Brad. And I'm waking up this morning with my colleague to my right here, Eugene Tebucheb is the Employment Services Director, and his team has been really the ones who have taken this job fair to the next levels. Every time we've had one, his team collaborates to make the better plan for the next event. So this year we have a few additions that we are going to continue adding on to for this event, and we'd love to share with the public.
I'm really excited to have you guys back here. This is a really fun. I love the job fair. You guys have such a big task, putting the companies together with, here, let me turn that down, putting the companies together with the prospective employees, but seeing the look on the faces, the eager, the people who are looking for a job, the enthusiasm, and it's not just throwing them to the wolves. You guys give them all kinds of support as soon as they walk in the door, mostly before they even walk in the door, but when they get there too, it's not just they're in this working wonderland. They have some support from you guys too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to, hosting another successful job fair. I will say though that I'm not sure if this show does a shout out portion.
Yes.
So I'll just do it right now. Shout out to the very hardworking staff of the Department of Labor.
Woo-hoo.
A lot of behind the scenes work happened even before the job fair and after. So big shout out to them.
Yeah. That's great. It's even better when I put my volume back up. But I was amazed. That was the first one I went to, the one that was over at the old Hyatt, right, the Marianas Beach Resort. And just, again, the excitement in the faces, the smiles of the people. And by the way, there are people like the whole spectrum of ages and experience and everything who go to these things. It's not just... I didn't know what to expect. I just saw everybody, all kinds of cultures, all kinds of people from here looking for work.
Yes, and that's what's beautiful about our efforts is we're able to bring employers who have job openings to this one space, and we are able to invite people who are looking for work into this same space, and it's so dynamic and so much energy in the room. Like you said when you were there, it's not quiet, it's definitely buzzing with energy. We have different stations that we will be having also that we did the last time, and we'll be expanding it just a little bit with providing an additional resource of transportation for people who may need it. And so our job fair is this Friday at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Crown Plaza. We'll be in that's the first venue that I remember having a job fair with my team. I know they've had other job fairs in the past, but for some reason the job fairs we've been having for the last couple of years has been very, very full. We've had over 500 people walk through the door. The very first time was, I think, up to 700 people.
700 is correct.
Last time, it was kind of like this weather, I remember, where it was really rainy, and we think that might have affected the numbers for that time because we only got to 600 people. But that's a lot of people.
We need this weather so that we can keep having a lot of people in Saipan. It's all going to work out together. That's why it's Department of Labor, right? I mean, I know, you got it. I'll be here all week, folks. But the weather doesn't deter people for these events.
Yes, people show.
People still show up. That parking lot's going to be packed. So make sure, folks, if you're coming down, bring your rain gear, too, as you're making your way from the car to inside. And make sure you have your resumes if you've got them with you. If they're in paper, make sure you've got them in some kind of something covered.
Yes, we will have a couple of copiers there this time around. Last time we only brought one with us. I think we're trying to bring two copiers or printers this time around so that people have more access to printing. We're bringing more ink as well. But that is for the job seekers. Businesses, please bring your own applications. We do not have enough time to cover your applications too. But we will have a lot of resources like that.
Yeah, and we will announce it during the job fair. All of the important announcements. We also will, if you don't have a resume, we can set aside some time. We have a resume builder, so that's also something new that we're looking forward to.
No kidding. Yeah. How great is that? Because that's an intimidating thing. When somebody says, especially if you're just new to the job market, whether you're like a kid in high school or if you're an adult entering the workforce for the first time, there's all kinds of reasons why people could be just getting into it. And you know, it seems like something, you almost feel bad, like, oh man, everyone knows how to do a resume except for me. No, people don't just wake up and get born knowing how to make a resume. So it's great that we've got you guys on hand to help people build all that stuff. It really is great.
Yes, sir.
We also are planning to include support for transportation this time around.
Yeah.
We're working out the details. So if you are living in the north side of the island or in Cagman where the CODA does not drive through, we worked out a plan with the mayor to use one of their newly acquired buses.
Whoa.
So we will be able to have 2 additional pickups, one in Cagman and one in the north. I'm not sure if it's going to be in Tinopig or San Roque. We're still working out the details, but we will be announcing that this week for people who live in that part of the island where there is no CODA service. We also have been working with CODA to procure some bus passes, so that when people come to the come to the job fair, we can give them a bus pass for their return home from the event.
Outstanding. You know, this thing is so great because we have transportation programs for people for big events like the holidays and all this other stuff where people are basically just being celebrated. But this is so meaningful for folks to be able to get to where they need to go. I was just thinking, you know, when you said Tinopig or San Roque, I mean, like, why not? You could even have it both. Like, we'll pick you up on the way. We got to go all the way out to San Roque anyway. So, like,
we're definitely going to work out the details with them to find out what time the bus will be picking people up, and it will be like a one pickup only thing because we do have to, you know, be cognizant of the fuel prices and all of that.
Yeah.
But we'll do one pickup from Cagman, one pickup from the north, and then we will drop people back at a certain time from the job fair. So there will be like a everybody who rode the bus, time to come back out kind of announcement. And so we are trying to get people access who might not typically have access. And then of course, anyone who lives along the CODA bus route, just know that your return trip will be replaced by our voucher.
Can't beat that. That's awesome. All of a sudden, someone's going to be yelling, vehicle run. Everyone's got to pile in and time to go. But that's great. And if the weather continues like this, you guys can like get a boat and bring people down there too. It's, paddling down to the job fair. This is really an outstanding program that you guys have. You do it at least every year, but this one is going to be even better. And there's a lot going on inside the job fair. It is like an event. It is not just a boring anything. This is not like where people sit around on chairs and just watch like a PowerPoint. This is active stuff happening throughout the entire program. And there's announcements. I remember hearing your voice on the microphone a lot, talking about like, hey, something's happening over here, something's happening over here. You know, this is a lot of fun. I mean, is this a bigger venue? Did you guys choose a bigger venue now? Is that what's going on?
We actually, the venues, unfortunately, are all about the same size. So we do want to increase the number of businesses at our event, but unfortunately, we are kind of at the same number as last time because of the space issues. But what we do have more space for this time around at the Crown is in the Azucena room. There will be space for people to work on their resumes, actually fill out their applications. That's something that kind of came into being without a plan the last time. DOS was so generous and you know, supportive to let us use that space the last time. So we thought, okay, we need to make sure we have that space again because people do need a little bit quieter space to fill out the application and think and all of that. And because there are some businesses, which Eugene will go over the list next, but there are some businesses that do interviews on the spot, and so you know, giving them a little bit of space is important. And so we wish we had a bigger venue, but World Resort was not available. And
well, and it's a nice central location.
Yes,
it's right down
and that's
there.
key. We have to be central.
And you're at Crown, so right down the hall, you've got the marketplace, so you can get coffee right there without having to get wet walking around or anything like that.
It's a beautiful venue.
It's a great venue for this. All right, now for all the details, we need
Yes,
the
sir.
drum roll.
So
We've got-
here are the details. There are 100 different types of jobs. First of all,
whoa.
So if you're looking for one, come on down. Here are the list of employers: Hongyi Construction, Berger and Comer, 500 Sales, CNMI Public School System. We have the U.S. Marine Corps. We have MTO Maintenance, Triple J Saipan, Asia Pacific Hotels, Micronesia Resort. This is a new one, Casa Marianas.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe that's the professional
Esports,
gamers.
yeah.
Esports, right?
Yes.
Yep, so we have JC Tenorio, CHC, Office of Personnel Management, Northern Marianas College, CNMI Office of Public Auditor. We have the Commonwealth Medicaid Agency, Saipan Globe International Group, Proofpoint, and POI. And yeah, these are just some of the employers that will be participating in the job fair. As I was stating earlier, Brad, there are more than 100 different types of jobs, for just basically all walks of life. So come on down. That's this Friday, Crown Plaza, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Wow, I'm looking at some of the comments. Aman Ullah saying, who hires foreign workers? I'm from Bangladesh. I'm interested in working in Saipan, but how do I manage sponsorship for a CW1 visa? That is not going to be an easy one. It's a tough process, I think, isn't it?
Well, to be honest, that's nowhere in our jurisdiction. We're promoting jobs for U.S. eligible workers in this job fair. This job fair is not typically for foreign labor because the jobs that are posted here are not usually on the website either. So these are our employers who are looking for U.S. eligible workers. So
Awesome.
sorry, dude.
Yeah, it's probably something you could reach out to companies directly, but this one is mostly, it is catering to U.S. eligible workers. But hey, shout out to Bangladesh. We got some reach, baby. How about
Yes,
that?
you do.
Joaquin Salapeo says, thank you, Madam Staffler. In Cagman, we need to address our roads. Okay, hold on, let's see if this is about labor stuff. Yeah, but you got some good points. By the way, talk about need to address the roads in Cagman, specifically the main roads through the school area, waterway, water rapidly on the roads during rainy season. No doubt about that. I love this from Ann Attow. She said, I can't even recall who was the previous Department of Labor Secretary. LOL, sorry. I don't remember who that was, but the current Madam Secretary has totally upgraded Department of Labor. It's so today, and I love it. # innovated.
Well, thank you. I can't do anything that I do without my team. I came to an amazing team who were very professional and had a lot of great activities and skills, and I just elevated it with promoting it more. And I mean, honestly, WIA, I've pushed their program so much that we're almost spent all the money. So we're really trying to, provide these services to the community because that is who we serve. When we lost our ability to have jurisdiction over immigration, this department had to switch its focus to focus on labor as a whole and focus on U.S. eligible workers because we no longer have the jurisdiction of foreign workers within our department. So our work is to help U.S. eligible workers find jobs and keep jobs, and also to help any worker, whatever their status is, if they have labor complaints. And so that's what we are able to do nowadays.
Well, I'm excited about your WIA program too, because that is totally what I'm going to target for our first hires here.
Yay.
And that's going to happen, like if it's not in February, it's in March at the latest. I can't wait anymore.
Yeah.
We have to go forward with all this stuff. But you've got a great team, Lonnie over there. We've been working with the folks from the team to start building toward all of this stuff. And we've been talking about it for a long time. But, just making sure all those ducks are in a row and here we go. We're just about there. And the idea, what about for employers? Is there still a chance for them to get in to the job fair, or is it pretty much a full house?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a full house.
Yeah.
Good.
We set our limit to 35 only because of spacing issues. But we did accept up to 37 this go around. So, yep.
Busting at the seams.
Yes.
Look, it's so like not only did you set a limit, but like people still want to be there. Yeah. So there are local people who want to work. There are local people who want to get hired, and there are companies who want them. So this is the best place to go.
What I wanted to kind of promote with people too is that we will have some education and training providers present at the event as well, because we know that there is a huge skills gap in the Marianas. We have a lot of job vacancies, but not everybody has the skills that are needed to fill those positions. And so, I've read a lot online about, lots of complaints of people's experiences, and I want them to know that I hear them. I feel for you and your families, because it's hard right now. But these kinds of events just show that there is opportunity out there, but you also have to do your part. Director Eugene will share some of the tips that job seekers should really consider so that when they come, they'll have the best chance of actually being hired. But what we want to really push also is maybe you don't have skills right now. A lot of people talk about, I don't have experience, I don't really have skills. Invest in yourself. You don't have to go to a 4-year degree. You can get certifications through NM Tech, through even NMT or NMC, they have their CDI programs. But investing in yourself through these education programs is the best way to level up your opportunities and be able to compete in a very competitive job market. As Director shared, there will be over 100 jobs available, and we know that there have been 600 to 700 people that have walked through the door. So you really want to do your best to stand out and put your best foot forward so that you have the best chance to get hired. And so we just want to push the education aspects, because that will be the most the best return that you'll get in your lifetime when you invest in yourself. And so, what are some tips that we want to remind people about?
So aside from bringing your, your resume to the job fair, one of the best tips that, we can provide you is follow up. A lot of the times, employers will see job applications, but, no follow up. So, please follow through. Just because you submitted your application doesn't mean, that's the end of it. There's a lot of things to do in between the time you're called. So make sure you do your research and make sure you follow up. That's very important.
That is such a great point that, because we've had people call the show and they talked about the same thing. You enjoyed it. You had those calls that came in. Well, nobody called me back. I never got a call. But that's the thing. Making the call. You got to remind them of who you are, because they're going to see tons of faces no matter how great you are. There's going to be hundreds of people there that day. Who knows how many people there? What makes you stand out as a prospective employee? Like if somebody, how are they going to remember you? And then one of the things that, do you have tips that you've got to tell people about that too? What is a good follow-up technique?
Good follow-up technique.
Just consistent.
Yeah,
just calling back once a week until you hear a solid answer is one good way. But I mean, make sure your phone number is actually also working, because we've had employers share that they call the number and it's somebody's cousin's sister and not your actual phone number, which I understand if we don't have resources, but make sure whatever contact information you give the employer so that they're calling you are actually, contacts that you will be able to respond to. Check your email regularly. We've heard of people who are businesses who said they, emailed them, but they never responded, and things like that. So, like making sure that your contact information is strong and that you call regularly.
Yeah, and if you're having difficulty with following up, you can always come and, request for our assistance. We're there like any government agency. We're open. Well, we are open 8:30 to 4:30. Yeah. We're always there to help.
That's great. What I've took away a lot of things when we were doing Pacific Century Fellows, and I remember like Mufi Hahnemann talked about that kind of stuff. Thank you cards, and in fact, the stuff that I wrote my speech notes on are all these extra. I have a whole bunch of thank you cards. So when you do meet with somebody, that is a lasting thing because it makes you stand out.
Yeah.
And that could be in the form of like 1900s technology that I'm talking about with the thank you card, or it could be an email.
Yeah.
Hey, dear so-and-so, thank you so much for your time. I just wanted to express my appreciation for us being able to meet. I hope we could talk further about how we can work together. I think that would be great, blah, blah, blah. My name is so-and-so. And, here's my contact info. Something just simple like that is already going to put you at the front of the line as far as who people are going to remember,
Another thing I can think of is I know that maybe people will come with a generic resume, but maybe you'll find a job that you're like, wow, I really want this one. I would recommend revising your resume to
Yes.
meet the skill set that's required for that job, because that's one of the things we see on the employer declaration, which is when they have to tell us why they did or did not hire a person. And things that are commonly referenced there is that people lack the skills. And so sometimes your resume might not highlight the skills that they're looking for, but maybe you really did have those skills.
Mhm.
So I would definitely consider that for anybody who's seen the different jobs that are available through our social medias right now. I know our staff has been posting all of the different options, like the different businesses that
Yeah.
are coming in. So consider that when you're making your resume. Have a few different versions that will speak on your abilities.
Yeah, you have roughly 4 more days, so you have some time to target your resumes to whatever position is being offered.
Yeah.
I saw your social media posting. You were showing some of the jobs and the companies
Yes.
that are already telling people, here's what's going to be available. Get ready. You can prepare just for that one. I saw like Docomo's got some stuff. There's restaurants that have stuff. There's caterers who have stuff. Like you can say, hey, this is why I'm your perfect guy. And you can bring, or lady, you can bring that resume that has that paragraph as the opening above all the other stuff, as like, where they,
Exactly,
the templates, there's a lot that just say objective. I'm already ready to go to sleep. I'm looking to get a job. All right, but like if it says objective, you have a marketing position. I'm a marketing guy. We're going to be perfect. Here's why. Boom, boom, boom. Now take a look at my goods below and all that other stuff,
you
right?
go, yeah.
And you can get excited about your resume. It doesn't have to be boring. I had a fun story. When I was looking around for jobs and stuff like that, I just reached out to my friends. Say, hey, could you just take a look at this and tell me what you would think of this? And I got such great feedback from everybody telling me about like, hey, that was pretty good, like at like 2000, but you need to like up it a little bit. Have you seen what the new resumes look like and all that? The just plain old standard, words on a page, that doesn't really cover all that stuff. Make it easy to read and make it stand out from other people's stuff. All right, here's a question for you guys. Photo on a resume, yay or nay?
Oh.
I would go nay on that. Yeah, I just personally, I feel like it's not professional looking when you post your picture on it. But that's just me. I don't know about you.
I guess I think about all of the EEO rules about hiring and all of that, and it makes me feel like I wouldn't want to give anybody clues of different things that may give them biases, but that's personal. I really don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've seen them. I've seen them all.
Yeah.
I've seen them where they've got the photos. I've seen them when they have like no photos. I've seen them when they're all kinds of fancy stuff. Comic Sans, probably not the right font. Are those some tips that people are going to get about fonts and sizing and all that?
Yes, when people come to get any support with their resumes, there will be, topics on the font, the size, the focus, the structure. Yeah.
How many pages? 14 pages to talk about when I was in the play in second grade?
No.
Or,
No.
Is there a perfect length for, what should you be shooting for?
Well, there is no perfect length, but the shorter and more simplistic your resume can be is, it's better. So 1 to 2 pages. We're pushing on 3, but 1 to 2 pages resumes
I would include any community service that you participate in, because then, you know, it shows your versatility both at work but also in the community. But I have like several different versions of my resume. So I have one that I use for like if I were applying to some, you know, things that I'm doing with the Democratic Party that I do, or if I'm applying for like adding it to a grant, I'll put other, you know, topics that I've done with the other grants that I've had. If I'm doing one like, I guess for this position, I did include all of my management positions, but I didn't include every job that I've ever had, for sure.
Well, I know, because there would be too long. I was just thinking as you were saying that, like, I can't imagine what your resume looks like with everything on there. You should just put, hi, I'm Layla, I'm awesome, Google me.
Well,
and that's it.
I actually have a draft, and I keep one resume that has like everything, and then I cut and paste from that to make the resume that I want for whoever the audience is. So that way I do have a list, because I will forget. I don't remember a lot of things. I have terrible memory. But I will, you know, keep that list, a rolling list, and I can then pick and choose what would serve to help me in the position or whatever it is that I'm trying to get with that document.
That's a great idea.
2 pages max, actually. I wouldn't do more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, more than 2 pages is that's a tough pull. I'm with you. And for folks who already have their resume and you've had it, brushing it up and tightening it up a little bit. There might be something you were really proud of in 2006 that maybe doesn't need the full paragraph anymore. You can kind of shrink it down to like a sentence or two or something. But same thing. And it's a healthy exercise when you got that to remember all the stuff that you've done and have all those accomplishments that you were proud of and all that stuff. And then realize, you got to cut some of the fat off that resume.
Well, like, I think people don't give enough credit to their community activities. You know, if you are part of your church choir and you've been part of it for many, many years, I mean, that alone shows commitment. It shows dedication to another group that's, you know, maybe even volunteer, you know, it's unpaid. It shows that you can work as a group, that you are able to, I guess, you know, be a collaborative. You're giving service. And so in a sense, don't discount things that you do that are not considered paid work, because that actually can be an area that will highlight the skills that you have to an employer that will go, oh, wow, they're a lion, I'm a lion. Maybe I'll consider interviewing them at the top of my list because, you know, we have something in common. So I would absolutely include all of your community, you know, outreach and stuff like that. If you're an involved person, do it.
Is there one... There's probably many, but is there one standout story from the last job fair that just kind of brightened your day when you think about it?
38 people got hired. I mean, unofficially. There's probably more than that. So yeah, that's something I'm particularly proud of. That, you know, going to these job fairs, you're not wasting your time. Yeah, you might not get hired, but, you know, your chances will get better the more, you know, often you seek employment, not just through job fairs, but also coming to our office.
I guess for me, what really stood out was just seeing how many young people were at the job fair this last one. Like so many people who were either in high school or just out of high school. So we have a lot of young people who are looking for work. And I really want, and I see like on our job vacancies, you know, positions that are like for, you know, opening, no experience required. And I think about these young people and, you know, their experiences in these jobs that don't require that much experience. And I really hope that they are able to find their way, because, you know, just coming is a huge step, and getting hired, like those 38 that we know of, is another great thing. And I want more for our people.
You know, you mentioned, you might not get hired, but, you know, that reminds me, something I heard a long time ago is that you should interview as much as possible. Whether or not you get the job doesn't matter, because you're getting yourself out there, right? You're promoting, more people are getting to know you and all that other stuff. But you become a better interviewer or interviewee the more times that you get in front of people. And that confidence is going to show itself for the next one, for the one you're eventually going to get hired for. Or you might just get it the first time, but still, the more times you get to be able to do that. Do you offer, as something that labor has, do you guys have practice interviews with folks? Do you get people prepped for that?
Oh man, in the past, before I joined the department, I heard they did have practice interviews like that. So far, we haven't.
I've been wanting that.
Yeah, really?
But that's something definitely, to consider, especially since, now we're offering like 2 job fairs per year instead of 1.
That's the goal.
So yeah, we're strongly considering that. Yeah.
So when I was at Cagman High, one of the things that I required for every student that's graduating is that they had to go through a mock interview experience. And so they had a portfolio, like all students had a portfolio that they had to do. So freshman year, it would build up on sophomore year, build up on junior year and senior year. And so every year, starting junior year, we started seniors at first, but then we moved back to juniors. Because we thought it should be something that they have more access to more times, because the more you learn, or the more exposures you have to any experience, the more confident and comfortable you feel. So we thought, okay, let's put this back and start it in the junior year. So every year, near the end of the year, we would schedule with every single junior, and we'd have, I'd invite some business people, some different faces that were not like your friendly counselor, so that the person sitting across from you at the table was someone you knew and someone you didn't know. And so the student would do the mock interview where they, we'd show them, okay, this is what you're gonna do. Introduce yourself, show us your portfolio, sell yourself, basically pretend we're doing this as a real job. And honestly, the feedback that people would get from that experience was so powerful and valuable. And then when they would graduate and then look for jobs elsewhere, I heard from so many employers that Cagman High students were so employable because their interviews were excellent. It's such a weird experience. Like you said, the more you expose yourself to it, the more comfortable you get. But the first time can be scary. So if this is your first time doing a job interview, practice with a cousin first, or someone that you feel comfortable with, to get out those nerves, because it can be nerve-wracking, talking with someone about these types of serious job things. But it's so important to get that practice, and I hope that the public school system will do that again.
Well, and the added stress of, man, I really need a job, on top of all that stuff, right? Like, I know that feeling, I know that stress, but that practice thing is really cool, and it's fun. What I used to love is seeing how people would outline what their experience was, like, especially with people who have like you younger guys coming out of high school and stuff like that. Your resume is probably going to be pretty thin, right? You might have a lot of great volunteer experience, right? So you got to load that up on there and talk about who you are and what you want to do and all that. But like with this big long description of something that was like kind of a small little job. Like, I loved seeing all that stuff, like how much time people put into the description of what they did. To me, it shows like how proud they are of what they did. So I look forward to it. But I think I have 2 more of those hair clips over there, which, by the way, I'm watching it keep dancing on the head. But it's great if it can just stay there. Yeah. So she's accepting applications for hair clips today. Talk about your experience doing this as a hair clip. By the way, just going to the comments real quick. Ryan says, "Well, bright side to look forward to the CNMI. Very positive. Keep it up, you guys." PJ says, "Hey, is this a temp to hire, permanent hire, and contract U.S. hire?"
I don't know what that means.
I think she's talking about the different jobs and stuff like that available. Real quick, Ignacio says, "Thank you, Department of Labor, for this great service and opportunity for people looking for jobs and for people who are looking for career changes." And then he says, "Awesome for having the military recruiters there, too, at the event." That is a job, for sure. And then I love this. The Lawton Town Crier says, "Hi, Layla from Oklahoma." He says, and then also said, "Ask your teachers to be a reference. They could be great references."
Yeah. Very good.
All right, so all kinds of tips that are out there for folks who are looking for it. Gus Latulamar says, good morning, Brad from Laddie Belt. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining the show. I hope we're right there with you. Come on, Gus, come on. You got this. One more rep. Come on, get it. Full stitch it. Oh, you got it. He's out there bench pressing all the weights over there at Laddie Belt, over there in CK. Our partners, for sure. How about for appearance? When you're showing up for the job fair, is this just something where it's like, we'll get all those applications and we'll fill them out later? Or is this the time to put your best foot forward?
Dress to impress. Dress like you're going to get hired that day.
Yes. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to increase your chances, dress like you're going to get hired that day. If you plan to just get some applications and fill them out later, that's up to you. We do have that as an option. But, if you want to be at the top of the list, I would recommend that you do your best to show your impression that day.
I love it. All right. Well, that's coming up this Friday. It starts at 9 o'clock. You don't want to. Now, we're still waiting on the final details about the transportation stuff, but that's coming out this week.
We'll send it to you, Brad, so you can help us promote it.
Yes.
Thank you.
I can't
and thank
wait.
you to the mayor's office for your support and to CODA for your collaboration.
I love it. So the mayor was saying he's got these buses and he's like, we're going to find some great uses for them. This is probably like one of the best possible uses for it.
Yes.
It is really great. And it's happening on Friday. This would be a great program. It's already a great program with PSS getting involved, because especially if there's students who are like seniors who are getting ready to get out of the workforce, just to get those folks to this for Friday would be awesome. Well,
I'm sure that there are some students who have like half-day schedules because, when you're a senior, sometimes you only have one class or two maybe. So anybody who is, part-time at PSS is absolutely welcome.
Slightly off topic, but just following up on that answer, because I'm like, I could ask you this. You were a principal, one of the best principals, over there in Cagman. And how does that work? Like in my senior year, I know I had a little bit of extra break time, but I didn't have like a semester with just one class. Did they just kill it in the first 3 years, or what happens?
Well, because we provide online classes now, I talk like I'm still there, but PSS will always be in my heart. But if you are a student that takes online classes, you can, graduate early. And if you take enough online classes, but you don't want to graduate early, you might end up with just one English class that you have to take, which is a year long. So that's why a lot of students end up with just English their senior year. Some of them might do dual enrollment at NMC or NM Tech, or they might even go in co-op and, go to work. So it really depends on the student. If you fail 0 classes, you will eventually have this kind of schedule. If you fail classes your freshman year, which is the typical time that people fail classes, you will not be, you will have a full schedule your senior year. So it depends on the student. If they, do well in the beginning, they will have an open schedule at the end. If they kind of struggle in the beginning, they'll have a full schedule by the end.
Man, I'll tell you, we went to NM Tech. It was my first time to NM Tech.
Oh, after the flooding, or?
Yeah, after.
Yeah,
But it was already 90% done.
Yeah, they're amazing.
It is amazing. So it was basically, I grew up in the States. In our school, we had a tech ed, right? It's technical education. And that was just one of the classes everybody takes, and they cover everything. There's some woodworking, there's some mechanics, there's all that kind of stuff. And holy smokes, NM Tech is awesome. If for these kids who only have like one class left to graduation, if like half of your day could be there at NM Tech taking classes and learning something while you're doing it, maybe it's just the intro to life, as an adult, learn how to jumpstart a car, or learn how to change the oil, it doesn't have to be mechanics, some basic carpentry stuff, how to use power tools or something like that. Holy smokes. Awesome facility. The instructors there are incredible. The leadership there is great. And, for those kids who have a light high school schedule, man, when you mentioned that there's some dual students.
Yeah. Well, what's really nice is that the scholarships program all now allow for funding to be used at NM Tech. In the past, it wasn't always available that way. So you can apply for scholarships from the, I think, SHEFA, and also the CNMI scholarship can be used at NM Tech. And so, it's not free, but this education will pay itself back in droves once you are finally certified. I can tell you that construction companies are, hungry for people who have decided to take the carpentry path or the welding path or the electrical path. I mean, every one of these trades is so critical, not just in the Marianas, but anywhere. These kinds of certification programs are transferable. They can be recognized by the U.S. Department of Labor too, if you get an apprenticeship. And so these are different ways to invest in yourself, and they will pay back in dividends. I've always thought, like, if I was a young person again and I had a few friends, let's go get plumbing certified and let's open a business, because there's no plumbers here that you can just call.
Yeah.
You could be a millionaire in a few years if you just did it right.
Guaranteed. I have a joke about that too, but that is totally true. I mean, like, who do you call if you need an electrician? Who do you call if you need a plumber? Who do you know? Everybody, excuse me, everybody seems to need a kuya. That's it. We don't have a pari, over here for stuff like that. Like, a plumber is 100% the number one thing I hear people trying to find. Like, I needed one a few years ago. I had to reach out to this big construction company. I'm like, this is probably not your level of stuff, but can you at least point me in the right direction? I mean, while you're out building hotels and all this stuff, I need to get my shower fixed.
Even air conditioning, like the fact that every building has air conditioning, every hotel has multiple air conditioning units. We need more local people taking the NM Tech air conditioning HVAC courses. I know that not enough people are showing interest, so they're not able to run the course as frequently as they could. But like that's a key skill. If you want to be hired or work for a hotel as a maintenance, if you come in with HVAC skills, you will have a higher chance than if you came in with nothing at all. Like, please, people, take advantage of these opportunities. If you have an interest, you like to work with your hands, go to NM Tech and get certified. We need you.
Well, I love it. I actually, welding is something I've never learned, but it's so cool looking. Like, I actually thought about going to NM Tech just to take a couple classes so I can learn how to be a welder.
I want to weld too, but only so I can make sculptures.
Well, I don't plan on building the first big bridge in the Marianas, right? But also being an electrician, like some of the basic things about that, to one, not zap myself. Yeah. But two, like some of that basic stuff, like I'll tell you what, like even this office that we're in right now, I want to do something with the wiring without getting crazy for the lighting. Mm-hmm. So like the way it's done here, like this light, that light, and the one in the middle in the back are all connected to one switch, and then that one and two of the other ones over there, I'm like, first of all, that's weird. Maybe a front room or a back room, or if I could have the panel that's got one for each one, and if you could dim them too in the background, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I would love to learn at least something like that, because that's just about running wires through a pipe, a conduit, and hooking them up into the panel box, right? Do I know how to do that? No.
Yeah.
And do I even want to mess around with that? No. But I would love to know, like, have that kind of confidence to be able to do something like that. And Sita would probably be happy if it wasn't me doing it. So it all works out. Also, Lawton says, hey, don't forget that the Voc Rehab has some awesome programs for those who qualify as well. So, by the way, do you work with the other agencies like that, like CLI or vocational rehab, things like that?
Yeah, we do have a partnership with NM. So WIA and OVR in particular are part of the same title system. So our state plans and collaboration is something that we're supposed to do. Vocational rehab is working with OVR, and so yes, we absolutely have collaborations. I know that CLI is bringing people to the job fair on Friday, so there is absolutely collaborations out there. And
Awesome.
I would like to promote too the employer disability tax credit is something that has been available to employers since 2024.
Wow.
But no one has come to the department to request to use it at this point.
Okay, talk to me about that. Let's do it. We could do a whole show on that, I'm sure. But let's talk about employer disability
So
tax credit.
basically, for an employer who has an employee who has disclosed, that's the most important part. The employee has to disclose that they have a disability, and if they do the paperwork, which is to submit a certificate of like a certification from our department to Tax and Rev when you do your taxes. So this is a new tax year that we're promoting. As long as that person with a disability has been employed for 3 quarters or more, they would be eligible for an employer's tax credit. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but there is a certain amount for the tax credit for every year that person is employed, up to $10,000 max.
Wow.
So if there's more than one person, if you have a team of people who have disabilities that happen to work for you, like this could be a way that promotes long-term employment for people with disabilities. That was the intent of the bill overall. There does need to be a revision because there is one part that says for businesses that hired after 2024, but we know that there are businesses who've hired people with disabilities much longer than that, and we don't want it to not count for them, but there would have to be a revision in the law for that to take effect. So that's something that's on my list. But I want to thank Representative Manglonia from our Precinct 5 for making that bill come out and pass into law, signed last year by our former Governor Palacios.
I love that, and I think it's outstanding. Now, again, you don't have all the stuff in front of you, and so it's not.
It's available on our website. The information about how they can apply. There's a link to a request for it on the DOL website in the forms section. So it should lay out what the requirements are in that area.
No problem. I have, but maybe you can help with this question. One of the hardest things about that is it has to be a disability that's disclosed.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if there is a way to bring that up, because as an employer, you're not supposed to ask if someone's got a disability, right?
Yes.
But I would imagine is that, again, I'm using my logic, doesn't mean that it's the right logic, right? But if you were to have a conversation with somebody, just letting you know, like if you're talking to the group, or maybe you only have one, if you happen to have a disability or anything like that, this is a program that we could do. If you are interested in letting somebody know about this, great. If not, hey, great, no problem. But this is something that is there a way to make that known? Do you put that on one of those cork boards that nobody looks at by the time clock, or how does something like that really get communicated between an employer and an employee?
That's a good question. I would do some research so I can share with you in the future, because I know that this exists in the States. There is I forgot the exact words, but it's the acronym is WOTC, and basically it's a tax credit through the federal tax system. But I will look up what's the appropriate way to inform employees that this is available, and if they choose to disclose, like what is the best practice. I don't know the answer to that.
All right, well, thank you. Thanks for that. More importantly, thanks for all the great work you guys are doing.
Thank you.
This is so exciting. It's this Friday. It's nobody has to pay anything. They don't have to fill out anything. They could just show up and be a part of it.
Yes, free to the public.
Gotta love this. It's happening this Friday. Oh, here, look at all this. You got a great support staff. You're giving shout outs to them. They're already in the comments.
Yes.
Department of Labor, with all the regs right there, with the links in the comments.
All right, thank you.
With the forms in the comments as well, giving us the flyer for the disability tax. Man, look, you guys are on top of it.
Well, we want to help businesses, and this is a hard time. And so any tax credit that will help, we want to help promote. But also for people, like, it is a hard time. But look, even though the economy has, some blips here and there is still jobs available. There are companies that are still working and trying to provide services for us here. So we want to help connect people.
All right. Well, you guys have been doing a great job. I'm excited. I can't wait to go down there on Friday and check all this stuff out. Any last shout outs or anything else you want to hit?
Just maybe last pro tip, during the interview time, never sell yourself short. And I'm saying it because, growing up on the islands, we were raised to be humble, respectful. So when it's time to sell yourself, that becomes very difficult because you're not used to doing that. So if you need some help with that, come to the Department of Labor. I've given this quite a lot of thought. So we'll help you out, in any way we can.
Great.
Yeah, don't be ashamed. Sell yourself. Tell us what your skills are and what you can do.
Well, I love it. I know hygiene's a big thing too. You want to come in there looking good, smelling good, feeling good, and all that. You don't want to smell like you just rolled off of Bob Marley's tour bus when you're going in there to roll in and knock out some interviews. I'm excited about it. I can't wait. Everybody's going to be there this Friday at the Crown Plaza Resort Saipan. Get down there 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. If you need transportation, reach out to Department of Labor. You got the number on the screen right there, the 322-9935, and they're going to get you more information because some of those things are going to get finalized. It's going to be an amazing event where there's going to be 37 employers there. Who knows how many job seekers who are going to make their way in there as well, and might even get to see Layla Staffler herself in person. You might even be able to shake hands with Eugene Tebeteb. You never know. You might have that opportunity. Thank you guys so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
It's been great.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're not going anywhere. We are going to be back in just a little bit. We got a lot more stuff to talk to. Thanks to our guests for being here, and we'll be back with a little bit more right after this.
Hey, bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your Bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your Bush today.
See something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Record snow in the Carolinas and shattered deep freeze records in Florida. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News. A nor'easter bombs out and slams the Carolinas and Virginia with record snow and blizzard conditions. Fox Weather's Mike Seidel is on the North Carolina Outer Banks.
It was a wild and loud night across the Outer Banks of North Carolina. 50-plus mile-an-hour wind gusts and then heavy snow. In addition to that wind, near blizzard conditions. At 5:30 this morning, near whiteout conditions. As temperatures overnight fell from 30 down to 21, wind chills fell into the single numbers.
And this is the second major winter storm in a week. Of course, it's snarling traffic on the roads and the air. Fox's Madison Scarpino reports from Charlotte Douglas International Airport.
This region is just not used to this type of snow, and it's triggering tons of flight disruptions, and countless travelers are just trying to figure out a backup plan right now. So the check-in area of the airport is overflowing with people waiting in a customer service line to try and rebook their flight. Right now, nationwide, we're seeing more than 1,400 cancellations, well over 3,000 delays. Most of those are coming out of here in Charlotte, but the disruptions are also hitting airports in Raleigh, Atlanta, and Myrtle Beach pretty hard.
The partial government shutdown rolls on as lawmakers in Congress spar over federal funding for DHS and ICE. And House Speaker Mike Johnson tells Fox News,
we have to allow ICE to do its job. We have to allow Border Patrol to do its job, and we're going to make sure they have the funding to do that.
Democrats are calling for ICE reforms to include a code of conduct for federal agents and a requirement that officers identify themselves. And the House will vote on funding legislation on Monday that was passed by the Senate, and that would end the shutdown. Congress has already passed half of this year's funding bill so far. America's listening to Fox News.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Federal agents take an alleged MS-13 gang member and killer into custody in Virginia.
Homeland Security sources telling Fox News Digital that the alleged MS-13 member is 27-year-old Edwin Antonio Hernandez of El Salvador. Sources say he's claimed participation in 5 murders in El Salvador and goes by the aliases Demente and Crazy. Sources add that Hernandez entered the U.S. illegally near Hidalgo, Texas back in June of 2015. He was then arrested by the U.S. Border Patrol before being released from custody during immigration court proceedings. He was caught again by ICE on December 31st in Alexandria, Virginia for illegal entry and remaining in the U.S. without a proper visa. Paul Stevens, Fox News.
Iran's supreme leader warns that any U.S. attack would spark a regional war. And President Trump confirms that Iran is negotiating with the U.S., but says he's not ruling out any strikes in the region. He told reporters while on Air Force One last night as he flew to West Palm Beach.
You could make a negotiated deal that would be satisfactory with no nuclear weapons. That said they should do that, but I don't know that they will. But they are talking to us, seriously talking.
And the Recording Academy will hand out the Grammys tonight.
Rosé of K-pop girl group Blackpink and Bruno Mars will perform at the ceremony.
Meet me at the
Rosé's collab with Bruno Mars received 3 Grammy noms, including Record of the Year and Song of the Year. There will be a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne performed by Post Malone, Duff McKagan, and Slash. Trevor Noah will host the show for the 6th year in a row. The Grammys air live 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Monica DeLuca, Fox News.
And I am Carmen Roberts, and this is Fox News.
Are you or someone you know living with a mental illness? Have you experienced abuse or neglect, denial of services, or discrimination because of a mental illness or disability? You have rights. NM Posse is the Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated, and we're here for you. Individuals diagnosed with mental illness have human, civil, and legal rights under federal and local law. No one should be mistreated, denied services, or discriminated against because of a disability. NM Posse's PIME program provides protection and advocacy for individuals with mental illness and provides information about your rights, advocacy and assistance for eligible individuals, and support in cases involving abuse, neglect, or discrimination. Services are confidential and provided at no cost to eligible individuals. To learn more, call NM Posse today at 670-235-7273 or 7274 or email gborja@nmposse.org.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days. With rhythm and soul in so many ways. Together we rise, through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light. Good vibes all around, everything feels right. Brad on the show, bringing joy to our day. Into the Marianas breeze, let the worries drift away. Yeah, that was the air. Our connection grows stronger. We show that we care. Rock on to feel the soulful flow. Good bright morning, Mariana, that's where you belong. The sweet island breeze and the ocean's embrace. Brad's got the stories, sunlight behaves. Outside meditated, fall in this ride. Yeah, we're shining with love as our guide. So raise your voices high, let the music play on. Good morning, Marianas, we're where you belong.
Nina's Kitchen, so delicious. I need a burger and a soda with it. It tastes so great, got me so addicted. Let's hop in the car, gotta go and get it. Nina's
Good morning, Marianas. It is 9:09. That is Ina's Kitchen time. Oh my God, are you hungry already? Can you already taste that special goodness of that fried pork? Oh my gosh, it's already, it's calling me like those fingers reaching out in those old-timey cartoons when they catch all that stuff on the breeze. It is awesome. I would totally be in for it. All right, but I may be in for trouble if I keep eating it. All right, hey, currently 79 degrees out here in Saipan, and we're looking at some rainy days today. Scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Partly sunny skies. The high near 86. We're a long way away from it here at 79. Looking at some gusty winds today. There's going to be a steady 20 to 23 mile per hour, but gusts as high as almost 30. 30% chance of rain. Well, it's already raining now, and it's going to be dark like this for a while if it's only partly sunny. So that's what we got. What do we got tomorrow? Well, unfortunately, we got more of the same, and it's going to be more rain. Because as we go toward the night, the chance of rain goes up a lot higher, and that's going to carry right into tomorrow. Again, 50% chance of rain during the day tomorrow. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy. Did we do this last week? Did we just hit repeat? Is that what happened on the old weather CD player? What's a CD player? Shut up, kid. All right, Wednesday, scattered showers and thunderstorms again, but it goes down to 40%. And then the further you get away down the calendar or down the prediction guidelines, the less accurate it gets. But It's going to be rain for the next couple days. That's just how it works. Hey, we currently have a high surf advisory out there and a rip current statement. It's all the way till tomorrow morning. If this weather and wind keeps up, I mean, the wind's going to die down in the next couple days. At least that's what they tell us. And we'll see how it is. And we'll have our weather catch up with Landon later this week. Remember, if you love the weather, it's because of Landon. And if you want to blame the rain, you could blame it on Brandon over there. You pick your choice of the Idlet brothers. Which one do you want to go with? Do you want to support the one who gives us the good weather or the bad weather? All right. Hey, Francisco De Leon Guerrero's in the house. Great to see you. I see you've been making waves. People out there following your music and everything, just doing great stuff out there. All right. Well, here it is. This is the one I like to do. Hold on 1 second. Here it is. And my news service, News Time, brought to you by ITN. It is 9:12 in the morning. Yeah, I don't get to do that one all the time, but I want to make that a regular thing. I'm really excited about it. All right, well, we've got new commercials coming up. We've got new activities coming up. We've got great opportunities with our sponsors that we're happy about. But today, the folks from Philippine Airlines are in the Marianas right now. They're meeting with folks over at the hospital. We're going to be catching up with all of them here in just a little bit. I just can't do this first batch, but we're going to see them with MBA later. We're going to see them at the governor's office later. So we'll be bringing you some of that stuff here in a little bit today. All right, well, that's what we got for you today, folks. We got to get to work. The morning show's a lot of fun. And I'm glad that we got the folks from Labor in as well. Thank you so much for joining us, Eugene Tebuteb and Layla Staffler. What a great time it was this morning. And we're going to post that part of the interview up as a standalone, and we'll get going. Have a great week. Congratulations. But, we didn't get to focus on all of the winners, but it really was great at the Saipan Chamber of Commerce Gala at the end of the year. Joshua Wise as the Business Person of the Year, Kumoy Farms as Small Business of the Year, NMC as Government Agency of the Year, Project Buddy Check 670 as the Nonprofit of the Year, and the Chamber Member of the Year, the Small Business Development Center Network over there at the college. Just great stuff all around. Loved it. The food was great. The decorations were great. The entertainment was great. By the way, the host, the MC, was Vinny Sablon Jr., 18 years old and killing it on stage. I'll tell you, the kid's got a bright future. I don't know where he's going to go, if his travels are going to bring him back to the Marianas after college and everything. But one of the CNMI's best and brightest going to be doing some great things in this world, and he did a great job as the host. Absolutely loved it. Also, Kim Camacho, Executive Director of the Saipan Chamber of Commerce, and her team did an outstanding job getting that event together, even coordinating all this stuff. The decorations were awesome too, even though they reached out to folks to do it. The planning, everything about it was smooth. It was awesome. It was everything you'd ever hope for. Such a great job. I'm telling you, the chamber runs a real tight ship over there, and I'm really happy how everything went. You couldn't be any happier. It was a wonderful night for everybody, and here we go. 2026, we're in it. All right, you guys, I hope it's a great week for you. The countdown is on. Next Monday, no show, because we will be Super Bowling. That's it. It's a verb. So we'll be doing that. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow morning on Good Morning Marianas. We're going to capture some stuff from these meetings with Philippine Airlines today and more. Have a great one. Take care.
Mystery whispers